Okay, thanks again, Raju. So our third presentation is from Russian FLTA Katya Astafeva. Sorry, my alarm's going off. She's teaching Russian at Rhodes College in Tennessee, and she'll be talking about using technology inside and outside the classroom to promote natural communication. So,
thank you so much.
take it away.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Hi, everyone. I have to tell you that, am I being too loud? Just show me if I'm being too loud. So I have to tell you, I will be honest, it's never a problem for me to go in any group that I don't know and speak to them, but now I'm nervous, so I'm really sorry about that. And today I'm going to be talking about using technology inside and outside the classroom to promote natural communication. I'm from Russia, but right now I'm at Rhodes. It's a very nice school. It looks like Hogwarts, so you should Google it. Yeah. But before, what I want to say is that yesterday I timed myself, and it turns out I exceed the time limit so much because I'm an English teacher, not a math teacher, I guess. I'm not good with numbers. So I'm going to stop at some point. And if you want to talk to me about it, please do. I'm here. I'll be very happy to talk more. And this presentation was inspired by cheese. Yes. One of the two classes I took this semester in Rhodes was elementary Spanish. And most of the semester I felt that I was kind of ahead of my classmates because as an English teacher, I already knew what a direct object was or how reflexive verbs function, right? But with vocabulary, it was a little bit different. For example, when we got to food vocabulary, and my professor pointed out to the whiteboard, there were more other pictures, and she was like, ¿Qué es esto? Sorry for the accent, elementary Spanish. ¿Qué es esto? And everyone was like, queso! And I was like, how do you know that? So it felt that they already read the chapter we were assigned, and I didn't know we were assigned to read the chapter, and that's not the feeling I enjoy. So everyone knew queso, everyone knew pollo, everyone knew camarones. And I was like, how do you know that? And then I figured it out, queso as in chipotle, or in quesadilla. We already know that. 99% of my classmates have already been to a Mexican restaurant before, right? So they already were exposed to the language they were learning. It was much easier for them to learn. They did it quicker, faster, and it was more real. They already could use the language straight outside the classroom. As the Captain Obvious tells us here, you'll pick up foreign languages more quickly and easily when you study them in a country where they're spoken, duh, right? I'm smart. So the only experience I had teaching Russian was in Russia, in my hometown. So if I was talking about food vocabulary, I would go to a supermarket. Someone already said that today, take them outside the classroom. If I'm talking about restaurants, I'm just gonna go and order something in a restaurant. In Memphis, Tennessee, there's no Russian outside my classroom or my office. None, right? So most of the language learners I've met in my all my life, and I've been teaching for 10 years, they told me that struggling with spontaneous communication, someone just asked about it, spontaneous communication is their biggest problem. They come to me and they say, Katya, teach me natural communication. They never say, Katya, teach me all the irregular verbs. They never say, teach me how to know all the grammar rules. They say, I want to be able to communicate, right? Is that the case for you too? Sometimes there are people who are like, I just want to know the grammar, but not many of them, right? And in Russia we have the same, I kind of transformed it a bit. I know this, but if I take a step left or a step right, I'll be lost. Are you getting the idea? Yeah. I know how to say this exact same thing, but if I'm a little bit in a different situation, I'll be lost. I don't know how to say it. Shak vpravo, shak vlevo, for my Russian speakers. So today I want to talk about how technology can help to make those left and right steps a little easier. We love technology, right? Do we? Yeah. Okay. But before I want to say that, for the sake of this presentation, by natural communication, I mean using the target language in a context that is real life, semi-real life, or maybe fake in real life. It's not prompted by a tutor or a professor, and it's usually produced on the spot. So you don't get to prepare it in advance, right? Natural communication. Oops. So, who uses technology in their classroom? Okay. Who loves technology? Okay. What do you like?
It's fast.
Sorry?
It's fast.
Okay, yes. What kind of tools do you like?
I use Quizlet.
Quizlet, I love Quizlet. Yeah. Anything else?
Kahoots.
Kahoot, yes. What else?
Socrative?
What?
Socrative.
Yes, it's kind of like a platform, right?
Yeah, you have to evaluate and it's amazing.
I need to check it out. Everyone keeps telling me about it. So this is what I chose. Technology teachers love. Showing videos. We love showing videos, right? We love showing presentations. We love Quizlet, Kahoot. I also love Poll Everywhere. But today I'm going to talk about how we use technology to put the language into the real life context. In that sense, technology can become stage, a decoration for real life situations. So basically you use technology for learning purposes, for spontaneous communication. And a very quick disclaimer, I do realize that some of the things I'm going to be talking about are still fake. And I do know it. But in Memphis, you cannot get closer to real life than what I'm going to be talking about. So right now, for 30 seconds, talk to your neighbors and see how can we use messengers to teach students language. How can you use a messenger? Do you know what a messenger is? Like WhatsApp, iMessage, Telegram. Well, Instagram, not really a messenger, just a cute picture. So, talk to your neighbors. How can we use messengers in teaching languages? Okay, stop. Woo! Tell me. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to have How?
You can get the liberty to chat with your students, the messenger.
I would not call that a liberty, my friend. But I heard someone say that would not be possible. We should talk about that. Yeah, chatting to your to your students over Messenger. What else?
To create groups among them, and that way we can talk. The problem with that is sometimes...
No problems right now. We're going to talk about problems in a second. I'm going to run out of even that time that I have, but we talk about it. Okay? Anything else? Yeah.
Send a message to your partner, like we usually do, like send an email, send a message.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to give you very quickly 2 examples I did, and there's a picture of my friends coming up first. So, the first task I gave to my advanced class, which I teach, it's analytical reading. We read about poetry, and then I was like, download WhatsApp. Text this number, and I gave them a number on WhatsApp. There will be a friendly person on the other line. They are expecting your message. Talk to them about Russian poetry. When you're done talking about Russian poetry, sum it all up in a voice message and send that voice message back to me. This is what I texted my friends. It was in the middle of the night. Please help. One of my students will text you questions about Russian poetry. Please answer those questions with questions. And send me some screenshots of your conversation. I'm going to explain why. So this is the example. Of course, I did not just say talk about Russian poetry, because that's not a good instruction. I gave a whole bunch of instructions. Questions like, talk to that person whether you like poetry or not. Talk to that person if they study poetry at school or not, if it's popular today or not. Of course, they already had the target language to talk to about it. So basically what my students were doing, they were talking about what we already talked in class with someone who is a native speaker, but not me. Because all of us, we still have our own language and the way that we communicate, right? My friends were on board with the idea, maybe because they're such an amazing group of people, they're also teachers. Back home. What happened? I got screenshots. You can see that my students are the white ones, and the green ones are my friends. So they actually did talk about many things. Am I out of time already? No? Okay, so they did talk about those things. They discussed the things. I got the screenshots. I saw that they were able to use the language. It was not prompted that much, right? Because it was their own ideas. They were using the language outside the classroom in a space where they have no other ability to practice that language. Am I making myself clear? Is it clear what I did? The other situation was with my lower level class. For you, my friends who do not teach advanced classes, we were talking about Russian holidays. Well, holidays, American Russian. And instead of just teaching them the dates, the names, the symbols like we usually do, I said, this is a number, text that number, and you ask the questions, like interview the person on the other line about the Russian holidays, and then present that information to the whole classroom of your other students, right? Do you get it? So instead of Googling things, instead of talking to your teacher, listening and reading in the book, actually interview someone in your language that you're learning, and then present it to others. Again, the results were very good. My friends were like a live version of Google. It worked out very well. So those are just 2 examples, but there are many ways you can use messengers inside the classroom. For research, kind of what we did here, right? Go, interview, talk, report back new knowledge to other people. Discussions, they were kind of like message boards, discussion boards like we have in Moodle or like any other platform. I did not really like them because they're very fake. Like go to that website and talk about things. While in Messenger, it's a real life. You discuss things on messengers with your friends, right? Do you? I guess you do. You can also do that on Instagram because again, that's real life. You post a photo, people like their photo, they comment on your photo. We can do that inside your classroom, especially if it's related to target language culture. We do that a lot. Speaking practice, you can record voice messages. Someone already mentioned that, maybe in another workshop. Discuss things but by sending voice messages. Again, you're practicing the language outside the classroom. And expert phone call, a native speaker or maybe someone else calls your classroom and you talk about things. My favorite is communication around the course, something that you have said here. So my college gives me a lot of liberty. My college gives me a lot of liberty. So every kind of communication that I do with my students, I do over messengers. They talk to me about assignments, they talk to me about homework, they never remember my office hours, so they ask me about my office hours. Anyone has the exact same problem? Like me? Never. Yeah, like it's a so everything we talk about, we talk on messengers. Of course, I also keep emails. They're also in Russian most of the time. If my class is low level, I do both English and Russian. So these are all the kinds of things you can use messengers for. I also love video recording. Spontaneous communication is scary, very scary. And I understand that videos essentially are preparation. I do get it. When I came here, I had a group that was so afraid to speak. As they put it, they had the fear of messing up big time. That's the fear, right? So what I did, I started making video projects with them. Basically, it's preparation. It's not really natural communication, but because there's acting, there's props, there's costumes, there's staging, like actual, like if it's a table conversation, they're talking about it on the table. We kind of fake in real life and getting ready then to put it into the classroom. It worked wonders, I'm telling you. With other things, among with other things, I love the video that they made. They put them on YouTube. It was great. So another thing with videos, I make them record vlogs. It's for people who can actually just speak at least a little bit. I tell them for how long and on what topic they're supposed to be talking about. I practice that a lot. And then they just send those videos to me. And I never ever promise to never ever show them to anyone. That's very important. But again, they speak outside the classroom. And you can always, as a teacher, see they prepare that in advance, right? You know when it's practiced. So also something like that happens sometimes. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Because there's like a paper with text. And I explain I don't need that. It's okay to make a mistake, many mistakes. I just want the flow of consciousness. I just want to hear you speak. So vlogs, great. There are many, many other things that I could talk about. Challenges. As an instructor, the challenges that I see that there's little control, they could use Google Translate for the texting. Not everyone has such good friends as I do. Time consuming for the instructor to check all those tasks. And privacy. For some of the universities, it could be a good big thing, privacy. And my students pointed out, because I've been talking to them about these tasks, they found them very, very useful. It's very useful. Time difference, because Russia is 9 hours away. And fear of messing up or aggressiveness, how the person is going to react to what your mistakes, right? So with little control comes more independence, and we love independence in our students, right? With Google Translate issues, first of all, we have honor code. I bet every of your school has an honor code that we abide by, and it's very important to us. But also, I respect them and I trust them. I explain to them why we do those tasks. So I don't think it's ever an issue. Also, I show them a lot of examples when Google screwed up big time, and that works. Not anyone has such good friends. This is very important. You have many resources. Some of these tasks can be done within your classes. Chatting can be done inside the classroom. There are also tutors or upper classes, which means if you have upper level group of students, they could talk to a level of group of students, right? They get to practice the language. And you're a great tool. You're native speakers, probably. Yes. So what I did sometimes is I did check 18 messages just at once. It's very important to set deadlines. Just check, go do your thing, come back. It works. It doesn't take a lot of time. Challenges in assessment. You should provide very detailed and transparent criteria in advance. That's very important. So you're not expected to be able to read the next slide. But this is just an example of how many details I provide my students with before giving them an actual assignment. What I'm going to be looking for, what I need them to practice, what kind of things I'm going to be assessing. Especially it's important with group video projects, because me personally, I don't like group projects that much because I never know, like I feel that I have more input than some other students, and I just want to know that my work is appreciated. Maybe it's a problem. Anyways, time consuming for the instructor. It's just more fun to check, just to be honest. With privacy, one of my students, again?
Oh.
I was like, oh, I'm done with that. With privacy, so if your school does not allow any kind of things like that, I would talk to the school, first of all. I don't know like how it works here, but technology is important nowadays, and it's a great tool to be able to speak to people, to other people. Also, you can sign agreements for information sharing if you don't feel secure, or maybe you want to make sure that your students feel safe in the space. You can actually sign the agreements. And of course, we create private accounts specific for work. So it's not my Facebook page or your Instagram account. We create closed chat, private group on Facebook or social media. It's all just confined to the space that we're working in. So usually, but my students never have a problem with that. With time difference, just give a lot of time. With fear of messing up, pep talks. Just pep talks. We're really good at pep talks, right? You can do it. I believe in you. You're awesome. You're good. Mistakes are fun. It's okay. So yeah, fear of messing up. Just a very quick sentence to finish up with. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope this was useful in any way. I think technology is a great way to be able to bring natural communication into the classroom when we are in a space where there's no way that we can talk to other native speakers. And also I think it's just kind of like what we actually use, and I don't know if you do, but what our age group special universities uses in their real life. So thank you so much for listening. If you have any more questions.
When I was learning Russian.
You're always awake. Welcome back. Questions? Please ask questions.